The moment I saw that woman, a scream tore out of my throat, and just then the kitchen light went out. The entire apartment was swallowed by darkness. I stumbled backward in panic, but my foot slipped. I fell hard onto the floor. My heart was pounding. I could barely breathe. Slowly, and I looked up again, but the woman was gone. Ethan suddenly woke up. He rushed over and turned the light back on. I was crying as I told him everything. The woman, the black eyes, the way she was standing behind me. But Ethan said the same thing he had said before. "Emily, you probably imagined it." Imagined it. Then what about the number 7 on the kitchen wall? Was that imaginary too? The next morning, I woke up and immediately looked at the wall. There was nothing there. No number, no wet fingerprints, nothing. As if the entire thing had never happened. But the fear inside me was only getting worse. By afternoon, the rain had finally stopped. I was standing alone on the balcony when I noticed a little boy in the parking lot below. He was staring directly up at our balcony. He was holding a red rubber ball. He didn't move. He just stood there, staring at me. For several seconds, neither of us said a word. Then suddenly, he slowly raised his hand and pointed upward, toward the 7th floor. My heart started pounding. I slowly looked up, and there, in the dark corridor of the 7th floor, someone was standing, long black hair, a pale dress, and she was staring directly at me. I stumbled backward. I looked down toward the parking lot again, but the boy was gone. The parking lot was completely empty. That night, Ethan had a night shift. He left the apartment around 10 p.m. For the first time, I was completely alone. Outside, heavy rain began pounding against the windows. Around midnight, I was sitting on the couch watching TV. Then suddenly, the TV switched off by itself. Click. Silence. The entire apartment went completely quiet. The only sound was the distant rumble of thunder outside. Then, I heard it again. The same tapping sound from the night before, but this time, the sound was getting closer and closer, until it stopped, right outside my apartment door. I stopped breathing. Then, slowly, something began scratching the door with its fingernails. Scratch, scratch, scratch. My hands were shaking. I slowly walked toward the door and looked through the peephole. The moment I saw what was standing outside, the blood drained from my face. It was her, the same woman. Her hair was completely soaked. Her head was tilted at an unnatural angle, and her eyes were completely black. She slowly smiled. Then she raised her head and looked directly through the peephole at me and whispered, "Open the door." I stepped backward. She said it again, louder this time. "Open the door." But her voice wasn't human anymore. It sounded like several voices, speaking at the exact same time. Then suddenly, the apartment door began shaking violently. Bang, bang, bang. Something was trying to break its way inside. I backed away, crying and praying that it would stop. And then, everything went silent. Complete silence. A few minutes passed, then my phone suddenly rang. Unknown number. My hands were trembling as I answered. I didn't say anything. Neither did the person on the other end. I could only hear breathing. Then, a woman's voice whispered, "She will take you." The call immediately disconnected. I stared at my phone. I called Ethan once, twice. Again, nothing. His phone wasn't reachable, no signal. I looked at the clock. It was almost 2 a.m. Then suddenly, I heard something. The sound of the elevator moving. I froze. The elevator was coming up. But who could possibly be coming here, at this hour? I listened carefully. Floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, floor 5. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. Then, floor 6. Ding! The elevator stopped. The doors slowly opened. I stared down the hallway. Nobody was there. The corridor was completely empty. I slowly stepped closer to the elevator. And then, I saw something inside, written across the elevator wall. In what looked like fresh blood were 4 words, "Come to the 7th." I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. And then, from somewhere above me, I heard a woman's voice whisper, "Emily." I slowly looked toward the staircase. The lights on the 7th floor flickered once, then twice, and suddenly, someone began walking down the stairs. Step, step, step. I couldn't see her face, not yet, but I already knew who it was. To be continued. Midnight Horrors.